Hello, everyone, and I hope you are all in the mood for creation, because what we're going to do today is just recap what we did up until now. And I can share for myself that I'm super, super, super excited always when I'm helping people go through this process. It's, for me, it's like magic, and I'm all about magic, and we get to create in the world whatever we want. And first, we need to understand that the world is energy. Everything is in vibration. And if I want to put manifestation in a very simple formula, so you need to vibrate in the level of what you want. And through this process, what we're trying to align is your goals with the vibration of who you are. Okay, there is a process because not necessarily, we are there yet, but this is basically what we are doing. If you're going to vibrate, the movie that we are all looking at is going to update. This is the law of the universe. So first, we are creating all the time. Your vibration is showing you the reality that you are currently here. So we are creating all the time. The only thing we want you to help you be is magicians. We will help you create what you want. So I recap on what we did up until now. We set the target. We told the universal ways where we want to go. So the piece of paper, I hope they're already in your pocket or on your screenshot of your phone with everything. The more you will provide more details that will trigger more emotion, more supportive emotion to that actual description of where you want to go, the better. I hope through this few days that we have been together, you eliminated a few negatives, maybe added some there, but I'm sure you're already just cross a few more. And we are here today to repeat with you going about thoughts and emotions, right, Lena? Thoughts and emotion are, if the thoughts are the destination, the emotion is what get it back. Your emotion is your vibration. The higher the emotion, the more the vibration. And I know that you probably, if you landed on this top, you already searched it and you know a little bit about other manifestation techniques that are out there. And when I went through a little bit and tried to understand what worked for me and to make it available to you, so I know usually a lot of techniques out there stating that your emotion should be high, always. And I'm here to tell you that not necessarily so is true, meaning that through the process, you're going to have negative experience and positive experience. Positive experience usually drive good, high vibration, emotion. So we will get there. But when stuff happens that not necessarily aligned with your plan or you think is going to prevent you from getting to your goal, what I'm asking you first is not to forget where you need or throw it away or say I'm not a creator. And that's the first thing. Don't get derailed from your destination. And second of all, don't get too depressed, because those high scale, if you're going to have high emotion, and then the more the high you're going to have, the more desperate you're going to be when not necessarily good output are going to be happening on the way. And what I want to ask you today and to emphasize that when we're talking about emotion, let's try and move away from big swings from high to low and stay focused and centered. Lena?
Yeah, so just like you said, everything in the universe, and we've mentioned a few times, is response to our energy, and the energy, basically the frequency we vibrate at. So whatever energy we output is basically what we attract back. So if currently you're experiencing things in your reality that you want to change, you want them to be better, then you've got to raise your energy so that the quality of the experience you attract back matches your energy, because universe speaks in the language of energy, frequency, and vibration. That's what Nikola Tesla has been talking about, Einstein, and many other great physicists. So this is not just spiritual, this is a scientific fact. And when it comes to our thoughts and emotions, we've recorded a couple of videos, and that's why we wanted to even emphasize more in this video, is that the quality of our thoughts determine the quality of our lives, because thoughts drive our emotions. It's thoughts and beliefs that then determine how we feel. And that's why if you think about it, you can have two people in the same situation having very different experiences or different emotional reactions, because we don't react to circumstances, we react to our thoughts about the circumstances. So thoughts is the electromagnetic signal we send out into the universe, and then the emotion is what we get back. And obviously, you know, we want to have a more positive emotions in order to attract what we want. But like Sarit said, it's not about getting super high and super excited. And it's like, oh my God, I've just created this. And then because then it's going to be super low. I've experienced those swings many times in my life where something comes to me, something happens, and I get overly excited. And then there's always a balance. Remember, the universe is all about balancing. So even like Zen monks and a lot of like, traditional spiritual teachings, they talk about the pendulum swing, where the pendulum just needs to be still and not swinging from left to right. And that also then helps you to manage your emotions better, and to eventually with time to begin to realize that there is no good or bad experience. It just is. And you can accept anything that comes to you is, well, if it's a great experience, amazing. If it's something you didn't want, is like, well, what can I learn from it? So everything really becomes more or less neutral.
While I was listening to Lena, I remembered a few things that through my spirituality process actually helped me. So first, I lost the tags. I don't put labels on experience anymore. There is no good and no bad. Usually my reaction is I don't know. I really don't know how this will play out. Even though sometimes, you know, there is titles, I've been invited to whatever, I'm going to have an ability to networking or whatever. And that sounds really, really excited. Of course, I'm excited, but I don't know how it will going to play out because I haven't been there yet, and I haven't know who the people are, not necessarily my target audience. So I'm happy about it, but not over the moon. And if something that does not look what I want it to look like in reality, so first, I'm a person who don't take no for an answer. So even if I heard some kind of refusal, I still remember that I am the creator, so not necessarily drives me to desperation. And usually I'm waiting for it to play out, not necessarily it's a bad thing. So for me, actually, to avoid from being on the pendulum from happy to not happy is actually not knowing. And I call it a state of mastery. And I believe that in the English world, in the language, mastery is what we want to be. We want to be master of ourselves, of our body, and the circumstances will be a movie. And this is a state of mastery that we are actually starting to talk to you about. And for me, the best thing that happened is that I'm avoiding putting labels on stuff. Currently, there are circumstances. I don't know how they will play out. Just let the movie play out.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, sometimes we all have this experiences where we think it's like the worst thing can happen, like we lose the job, the relationship falls apart, whatever that is, right? But actually it turns out to be the biggest blessing in our lives. And that's why there is no really good and bad. And I understand for the human mind, it's really difficult to comprehend. But I promise you, if you look at your life's events, how it unfolded, the way you would find at least one evidence, if not more, that something where you thought was so negative actually turned out to be the most positive thing. So really then just to realize that if you are working towards a goal, if you know, you're having, let's say, a bad day or whatever, it doesn't mean you can't get there. It's just start looking at it from a different lens. Well, what is this bad day showing me? What can I learn from it? Because everything is a lesson. And when you start seeing it as a lesson, then you become actually grateful for your experiences. And when you become grateful, even if you can't love the experience, but even if you're grateful for the smallest lesson that you can find, it raises your energy. And remember, everything in this universe responds to your energy. So the most important thing you can do is really to vibrate at a high energy to attract different experiences to you.
Sorry.
No, carry on.
What we want you to remember is keep an open mind and to be flexible of the things that we are telling you, because you can't create what you cannot see. And if you are not open to new opportunities, you will not be able to get there. So even if you are saying things that your mind currently is stretching out and you can't actually comprehend what we're saying, watch this video again. Because creation and spirituality is just flexing in your mind to new opportunities, and manifestation, the essence of this process, is actually flexing your mind. And the second thing I wanted to say is, if you decided to see something, This is your magic. Nobody will help you see anything else. It's going with good and it's going with bad. And you need to remember that. I'm saying that because if you see your destination, that's great. And I can prove to you this magic. If I'm sitting here and I'm saying there is no good and bad, and the first thing to come to your mind is, but there is hunger in the world and there is violence. I've been in this conversation. How can you say there is no good and bad? So I'm not going to go in that conversation, but I'm showing you that the minute you see that and you're not even stopping to see, maybe she's right, maybe I will think about it, you will not be able to move anywhere. This is the law of vibration. If you think that there is bad people out there, the universe is going to show you a lot of bad people. If you think that you have limited beliefs about money, so even if in your manifestation you wrote, I want $10,000, but your limited beliefs is that I have to work hard for it, you're going to work hard for it. The universe is not going to show you anything else. And this is why you're always going to say you're right. I'm telling you you're right, because this is the way the universe works. What we are helping you to see through this process is maybe there is another way. So even if you're not necessarily immediately saying the right, watch this video again. I encourage you. This is the only way you're going to create somebody new.
Yeah, exactly. Open mind is everything. And also I just wanted to touch on the importance of decisions and actions. So what we need to understand is when it comes to manifesting, to creating something we haven't done before, the logical mind can't really see the patterns. It can't link it to the past because we haven't done it, right? So trying to figure out how we're going to do things can only derail you, can cause you to overthink, overanalyze. And well, I think we know how that goes. You literally get stuck in our heads. So if you, let's say, like doing like a normal thing that you've done over and over again, yes, you've got some patterns, you've got memories, you've got this, so you can go back to them and recreate it. But with something new, it requires you to think in a very new and different way. And that's where our intuition is just so important. And if we've done a video on making decisions, we've done a video on taking aligned actions, and I would encourage you to go and listen to it. Because intuition is that little voice in your body. The way we experience that voice is different. For me, it's more like, it's like a gut pull towards something or away from something. And I would also like here, like, it's like just like a thought that randomly pops in, but we all experience it very differently. And in order for us really to connect to our intuition, because we are all already intuitive, I always say that there's nothing really for us to learn. It's more unlearning that is required. And we can only really connect to it and access it when we slow down. So slowing down is the key, because when we slow down physically, energetically, we actually speed up. And remember, energy is everything. The higher energy, the higher quality experiences you attract. So if you think you need to do hundreds of things on your to-do list, think again. Maybe you just need to do 2 or 3 of them, right? But in order to really understand which ones are required, you need to connect to your intuition and ask yourself, what is the most important thing I can do right now to get me in a direction of my goal? I don't need to do 100 things. It can be just one thing, and then act on it. And that's the aligned action. That's that action that comes from the place of alignment with your vision, with your intuition and your desires. And not only you will actually speed up your manifestation process, but the amazing thing about inspired actions, when you actually take them, often the next step will be actually revealed to you without any overthinking and overanalyzing. And inspired action, the way you know it's inspired action versus like forced action, is that it feels exciting. It gives you that sense of fulfillment that forced action will never do. It's not easy always. Most of the time, it requires you to stretch your limits, to stretch your comfort zone. But that's the only way you can expand and grow. And remember, to achieve something you haven't achieved yet, it doesn't even require you often to do something different, but it definitely requires you to become someone different. And that's what inspired actions will help you to do.
Lena, while you were talking, my intuition was talking to me in my head.
Okay.
And my intuition,
in your head.
yes, asked me to say it's not that you are not doing anything. Usually when we are saying slow down and stuff like that, there is multi-titles around the social media and articles and so on for work-life balance, okay? when we are talking about is not doing anything, it's not under the title not doing anything. You're actually doing something. You are remembering, which is the small voice in your mind. So if you're going out in nature and you're still not in the present moment, understanding that voice, so this is not what we're talking about, because it's actually doing. It's something that should come natural, and what we are trying to ask you is to remember something that you used to have. So when Lena is saying go on the beach and whatever, we want you to tune back in. It's actually on the surface, it looks like we're doing nothing, but from the inside, it does require work. It does require your attention. So when we are asking you to slow down, we are asking you actually to tune back in. This is something that we need to do. If you're going off and you're going to nature and you're partying with your friends and this is your work-life balance, you work so hard, you're partying, it's great, but that's not what we're talking about. Well, it's actually a doing, so-called a doing. It should come natural to us, but we forgot it. We want you to go in, to have a conversation with yourself, to get back to connected to yourself. That's what we are asking you to do. And when Lena is saying, don't do a million things, yes, but when you choose to do one thing, do it. Like this is the only thing your life is depending on. Give to that task your full attention. This is the only way we would actually know how to be productive. If not, we'll spread things overall, 1,000 things. So just wanted to clear that up, that going quiet is actually a doing. It's tuning in. It's looking for that, whatever you call that small voice that is talking to you in every way that fits you.
Yeah, thanks for clarifying it. That's exactly what I mean. It's the inner work that is required rather than outer work. And even if it doesn't need to take you guys hours, you can spend just a few minutes in the morning, in the afternoon, the breathing that I spoke about in a previous session that will help you to regulate your nervous system and to get all parts of you into alignment to direct you to the next step. In order to really know what the next step is, we do need to spend some time just with ourselves and just really connect and ask your intuition, what is my next step? And listen, and the answers don't come to you immediately. That's okay. Just keep on coming back to it.
I can tell you that my best meditation is actually doing laundry. I love it. I spread the colors. I put everything tightly in. I remember what beautiful clothes I have because I'm a fashion shopper. So it's actually, this is my best meditation. But whatever works for you, this is just an example how a day-to-day, usually something that is not glamour, it became for me one of my highlights of the day. I love it. I really love doing that. So
yeah, meditation can come in different ways. Like for you, it's laundry. For some people, I know it's ironing. I hate both. For me, it's literally just sitting on a couch with my eyes closed, maybe for an hour. I don't know how long, but we all have it. Maybe just rearranging your cupboards, right? Going for a walk, whatever it is. But find that space for yourself without anyone around you and just
tune in.
Tune in, guys. So just to quickly recap, we spoke about thoughts and emotions. It's okay if your emotions all over the place. It's okay if you're feeling anger, but bring yourself to balance. Imagine like a clock with a 12 o'clock. And this is literally you. That's your focus at the 12 o'clock. No matter what the circumstances are, you can just visualize that. And that really will help you to align directly. Okay, what's my vision? What's my goal? Where am I going? If you're feeling out of balance, you're forgetting to breathe, you're feeling like, your nervous system is like just not on board, do the breathing exercise I've mentioned in a previous video, and I will link the video here. It's super, super powerful. And then remember just to spend time, just to give yourself time, to give yourself that space to be just with yourself, to tune in, like Sarit kept saying, and ask a question like intuition or universe, however you want to say, show me the next right step. Tell me, what am I going to do? Like, what's the next step for me? And listen. And when the answer come, even if it's like, oh my God, it feels so scary, have the guts to act on it, because that's your inspired action. That's why it's coming to you. And I promise you, the more you act on it, the more courage you will have, and the more also inspired actions you will be able to take.
And just remember to keep open mind through everything that we said. And if you need assistance, please write to us in the comments. If you hit something that you quite don't know how to, handle it by yourself, Lena and I are here, and we are most happy to hear from you. So like, subscribe, and write to us in the comment. We are looking for it.
Yeah, and remember to, if you're not following us, follow us on Instagram, where we publish the tips and different manifestations process, also some quotes and something just to keep you kind of along this journey. So we'll see you guys on the next video.
Thank you. Bye.